My dear child, understand that letting go can be a form of loving yourself. Understand it is okay to choose yourself. Understand you are not a bad person for choosing to heal. We are taught how to please people, but rarely are we taught how to give what is important to ourselves. So take the time to learn and to understand who you are. Don't look for love in people before you look for it in yourself. Your heart does not beat the same as the person next to you. So it does not jump for the same reasons you would willingly risk for. Be free to decide what love should look like for you and feel under earth your chest. Your love does not have to be for everyone, but it does not mean your love is barren. It does not mean your love is not enough. It is simply worth holding and sharing with the right person. So let go of whatever love you have had to carry that was not yours. Let go of the love you needed to give without the support of yourself. And run to who you are. Run to what your hands wants to carry. Run to what your heart wants to feel and don't look back. Don't look back on what could have been love based on who people wanted you to be. So, my child, know that maybe there are too many reasons for you to give up and not one to keep you moving forward. Maybe you feel like it is too impossible for you to make it any further. If that is how you feel and where you are right now, please know that your life is still unfolding. So give yourself time. Perhaps you have only discovered the parts of your life that are not the way you expected them to be. But they do not mean there are not any beautiful ones that are filled with hope and meaning. So have a faith, keep looking. There are still reasons for you to stay, even if you do not know them yet. Trust that in your own time and you will find them. My child, know that. The universe wants you to know when you change on the inside, you have to be willing to make changes in your outer world as well. And in order to see true change in your life as a whole, and there are so many blessings waiting to unfold for you. And once you make the changes in your life that are needed now, it may be a messy start, but at least it is a start. Take the first step trusting that your next one will appear. Keep a fresh and positive perspective and always be open to divine correction. As difficult as it may be, you are being called to say yes to these changes and be open to doing things a different way. Be fluid and move in flow. Hang in there, my child, and you got this. My child, know that you always push aside your discomfort because you know you can power through it. But just because you can ignore signs, exhaustion does not mean that you should. It does not mean that is what is healthy or even most productive. After all, if you burn yourself out now, you are going to end up getting nothing done in the near future. And all around, it is best if you put effort into your mental health even when it is inconvenient. So, especially when it is inconvenient, your mind matters, your happiness matters. And work, there is nothing wrong with having big dreams, with putting tons of hours into your passion, with occasionally sacrificing time with friends and family in order to get closer to your ultimate goals. However, you don't want to work so hard that you burn yourself out and end up miserable, alone, and exhausted. So, you don't want to hurt yourself while trying to improve yourself, and you are allowed to slow down and you are allowed to rest. Is not everything, even though might feel like is at times, and there is nothing wrong with having big dreams, with putting tons of hour into your passion, and with occasionally sacrificing time with friends and family and in order to get closer to your ultimate goals. And however, you don't want to work so hard that you burn yourself out and end up miserable, alone, and exhausted. You don't want to hurt yourself while trying to improve yourself. You are allowed to slow down and you are allowed to rest. So, my child, know that your dedication to daily growth is unlocking new doors that will lead you on a path filled with whatever you put out in the world will come back, and you are being called to pour love and positive energy into the world and seek to make the world better without any expectation of receiving anything in return. And every action you make holds with it a seed that is planted, and you are planting potent seeds that will blossom with abundance. My child, know that. Have a patience, your time is coming. All of your inner work is felt by the universe. as you make the daily steps to improve yourself and to heal the world around you transforms. So live as if you already are in possession of what you dream of being, and think, speak, walk, and act as if you are already there. And the subconscious mind does not know fact from fiction, so by living in the frequency of already having it, and the universe delivers your dreams. So, my child, know that we all have our shadows, and sometimes the days are so grey that they make us start to want to disappear. But disappearing is not a solution. The best we can do is accept our fears of dark days and bloom in mid autumn, however dry they seem to be. Even if the cold brings laziness, you have to move on. You have to feel the cold to appreciate the warmth that surrounds us. Be, be it the warmth of the family or the warmth that someone's smile causes us. So we are made of autumns and summers all the time, but it depends on each one of us whether we want to flourish or start over. But there are situations that really call for a disappearance tree, and take this dose when someone does not understand your motives. So, when someone does not understand your fears and when someone does not respect your boundaries, it is okay to disappear on difficult days, and it is okay not to want to be in front of people to prove you are okay. We are all human and we feel when we are able to feel. And it is okay to feel like disappearing in times of crisis. Just don't disappear from yourself. Just don't disappear from your essence, and don't allow yourself to be broken by criticism or anything else. Don't lose your way, and when everything seems too grey or too dark, remember that within you there is a light that emits love to all of us and who like to know and see that you are well. So, my child, know that when you start outgrowing your past, it is really rare, and that people from your past understand you. And as you start evolving, your highest self requires you to move into the unknown, but the old relationships or friendships would want you to stay the same. If someone really loves you, they will embrace your growth and support you in your journey, and they would not ask you to stay in your past because of their attachment. So you can't live life for the role you play in other people's life, and you have to be the center of the universe. So never guilty for making your growth and highest self a priority. So, my child, know that. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that life and you must always be perfect in order to be enough. Embrace the mess, the chaos, and the imperfection, and the joy is in the journey, and the beauty is in the smallest of moments. The roller coaster is a magic, and the pursuit of more is enough regardless of how one day differs from another. Life is not black and white, and your growth would not be either, and you can't squeeze it into columns of good and bad and right and wrong, success and failure. Most of the time, we live in grey, bits of this and bits of that, but on every day and in every season, our best is something that will always tick one box regardless of what it looks like more than enough. So, my child, know that. I sincerely hope that you are proud of how far you have come and all that you have learned, developed, and accomplished. You may still have a long list of things you want to achieve, but talk a minute to reflect on your evolution. Situations no longer control you, the past no longer consume you, and people no longer intimidate you, and you are now processing and handling things in new ways. So don't undervalue the strides you have made toward your beautiful evolution. So, my child, know that. One of the hardest truths to swallow is the realization that sometimes there is not an opponent, and sometimes the only person working against you right now is you. So stop running in the opposite direction of opportunity whenever you are scared. So stop turning backwards because it is the easiest things to do, and stop finding comfort in the past and in what is familiar. So open up your heart and trust that the real magic begins to happen, and when you finally realize that you are the only person standing between yourself and your potential, between where you are now and where you need to be. So my child, know that you are being called to cleanse your personal space and get rid of toxic energies, and the universe wants you to reevaluate your present circumstances and begin to make changes where changes are needed. And what have you outgrown that you are refusing to let go of, and it is time to make those changes. So, you have outgrown so much around you recently, and you are beginning to look at everything and everyone differently. Look around you and take note of everything you feel you have outgrown. This could be negative thoughts, low vibes, emotions, toxic people, relationships, or jobs. And if things no longer feel the same, or if you feel you are no longer relating to your situation in the same way as before. This is because you have outgrown something and changes need to be made, and anytime you outgrow things around you, and you have to make changes accordingly, and this symbolizes the next stage in your journey. So many of you can expect important information to come soon. So get ready and pay attention to the signs, and you have options in front of you if you continue to allow things to stay as they are. You may miss out on opportunities and gifts that your recent inner growth is calling forth into your experience. And what changes can you make in the world around you that represent and match the energy of your inner growth? So you may feel the need to change your environment or even change the way you interact with others. So it may even be time to let go of things that no longer serve you, and these changes will be effortless for you and once you take a leap of faith and choose to make them. So only agree to what your heart and mind truly desire and only say yes if you are ready, and the changes that make will prove to be the missing piece of the puzzle. So, my child, know that the biggest superpower we all carry through our lives and is the ability to take away the stillness from life itself. So, when you are sitting with someone mid conversations, the park bench is not just a structure made of brick and mortar. When you are standing by the bridge and looking at the river, it is not just still water reflecting the moonlight. When you are cooking a meal for yourself and the plates are not just bystanders in the kitchen. And when you learn to live with love, life blossoms around you, and even in things which can't breathe, maybe the bench waits to listen to your next story. So maybe the river shows you a little something to wider your perspective, and maybe the plates remember your favorite recipe. Even if they don't, you form your own stories where they are important parts of your narrative, and that is how you live, by leaving everything around you alive. So, my child, know that. Even find yourself initiated and everything, and there is usually one person on other specific situation that starts the fire. And it is just not okay, it is obvious and impossible to ignore. You wish they would see the problem and fix it. Instead, look at yourself and what in you is making you so bothered, and what in your childhood brings up these negative feelings, and it is in you to work on and heal from. Does not matter what others are doing, leave that to God. and work on you, and dealing with life will be a whole lot easier. So, my child, know that. You probably know Jesus' parable about the shepherds leaving the 99 sheep to find the one that is lost. But have you ever put yourself in that story? Not only when you trusted in Christ for salvation, but also in your lives today. So today Jesus wants to shepherd you in this story, and we all get lost at times and we can't find our way forward or don't know what to do because we don't know where we are. The Lord Jesus describes our location as being like sheep without a shepherd, scattered, lost, wandering about aimlessly, and our shepherd offers his tender heart to help us grow in self awareness. What do you want me to do for you? Do you want to get well? Ask and keep asking, and it will be given to you. Are you tired, warm out, burn out and religion? Come to me. Are you thirsty? I have living waters for you. These are questions of empathy. Christ Jesus is putting himself is our skin, and that is incarnation. He cares about how you are feeling. He wants to know that you personally, and he delights to find and care for whatever emotions or longings are lost or unconscious inside of you. Here are some practical ideas to receive Jesus' ministry of finding and feelings your lost emotions. So, my child, know that there is something about taking time to prepare and send forth your intentions with a somewhat ritualistic method. You are being asked today to do just that. If that is your thing, then by all means set up a little altar. And another way can be to sit down in quiet and with your journal or either writing materials, a candle with your favorite scent, and write things down. Perhaps you want to store them into a God box. For those of you who want a more visionary means to remind you of your intentions and dreams. So then making a visionary board is definitely encouraged, and whatever way or how you choose to do things is completely up to you. But taking time to do it in a more ritualistic and sacred way can certainly help with increasing the energies toward those goals, dreams, and personal visions. So, my child, know that. Been thinking so much about prayer recently, and the power of prayer throughout the Bible is so clear. One saying I had that struck with me was, if every prayer that you pray today was answered tomorrow, And what would change? Would the world look different? What impact would that make? Prayer makes a difference, and there is peace in prayer, and it connects us directly with the one who controls it all, and it is unmatched. And there is never a small amount of things to be in prayer about, for ourselves, for our families and relationships, for our jobs, interactions with anyone we come in contact with. So, prayers for our church, our leaders, our teachers, and our students, praying for our country, for our government, praying for other countries, and for their leadership, praying for the spiritual lost and for the seeking, and the list is truly never ending. There is so much power in prayer and it changes things. The Lord is working and our prayers are heard. Going through difficult seasons and times of waiting are not for nothing. Pray for guidance and wisdom. Open our mouth and pray out loud and write them down. Get on your knees and pray. And there is power and purpose in our prayers. Reflect on what you are praying about, and if you have any prayer request, feel free to comment them or send a message. Would be a privilege and honor to partner with you in prayer for God's will be done in your situation. Type yes if you have faith and trust in God, and if you want your all wishes come through, type amen. And if you like this video, please do subscribe my channel for more encouraging inspirational God words. Type yes if you agree with this message.